Hey folks, welcome to Legal Talk, the talk show brought to you by the law offices of O'Donnell, Weiss, and Megay, your life, your business, your law firm. We're located in Phoenixville at 347 Bridge Street. We're also located where we're taping this show today. We're also located at 41 High Street, where we've been for 63 years now. We're at owmlaw.com. Finally, 610-323-2800 and 610-917-9347. My name's David Megay, and I'm an attorney with the law firm, and I'm joined here today by Rebecca Hobbs. Rebecca, thanks for joining me.
Thank you.
Folks, today we're going to talk about first-party special needs trust, and that's a mouthful, Rebecca.
Yeah.
So we really need to drill down on our audience and when some of our audience members may need a special needs trust or should consider a special needs trust. And we're going to do two shows on this topic,
Right.
one called first party and then one called third party. So I
Correct.
need you to help me
Yeah.
and help our audience understand the difference. First, what is a special needs trust?
Yeah, so when we talk about a special needs trust, the idea of a special needs trust is a way to provide assets for an individual that is disabled or has special needs and is either currently receiving public benefits like SSI or Medicaid, or we anticipate that one day they will require those public benefits. And there's really three different types of special needs trusts, and we're going to focus on the first party special needs trust today. But I wanted to mention the other types as well, just to kind of give you an overview. So there's first party special needs trust, there are pooled special needs trusts, and there are also third party special needs trusts. But the whole idea behind all three of those trusts is really to protect assets for that individual that has special needs so that they have assets available to pay for items that public benefits does not provide for. So it's this whole idea that a special needs trust and the distributions from that would supplement any kind of public benefits that individual is receiving. So an example of that would be distributions for education, to pay for vacations or hobbies or kind of extra things that benefits are not providing for.
Can I get you to hold your thought there for a second?
Sure.
Give us an example, perhaps, of one of our to our viewers of public benefits that are going to somebody. Instead of using the term public benefits, use a real-life example.
Sure. So most commonly it's going to be Medicaid benefits as well as SSI.
SSI.
So SSI is a Social Security benefit for an individual who is disabled and hasn't paid enough into the system. So maybe they didn't work or they haven't worked enough to qualify for Social Security disability, then they can qualify and apply for SSI, which is an income benefit from Social Security for individuals with a disability meant to provide for basic needs like food and shelter.
Okay, so they're getting a monthly check from SSI.
Right, and then with Medicaid, that's going to
Medicaid.
be your medical insurance. So Medicaid is going to pay, just if you think about it as anything that your insurance would normally pay, Medicaid is that insurance for the individual.
Okay.
And in Pennsylvania, if you qualify for SSI, you automatically qualify for Medicaid.
In Pennsylvania. Okay.
Yeah, each state's a little bit different.
Okay. All right, that's a good real-life example of the recipient
Right.
and the type of benefits, but who on that person's behalf would be or should be interested in speaking to you about establishing a first-party special needs trust?
Yeah, so a first-party special needs trust, when we're talking about this type of trust, we're establishing it with the assets of the individual who is disabled or has the special needs. So a first-party special needs trust, the whole idea of that is someone who is on public benefits comes into money. So maybe they receive an inheritance and we haven't done some planning beforehand. Maybe there's a lawsuit and they get a personal injury settlement or a malpractice settlement, or maybe they're going through a divorce and they're going to be getting a chunk of money through that divorce.
I didn't think about that. I can see that happening.
Yeah.
Sure.
So in that situation, all of a sudden, the individual that was on public benefits is at risk of losing those because of the inheritance they're receiving, because both Medicaid and SSI have strict limits when it comes to the amount of income you can earn as well as the amount of assets. So for example, SSI, you can have no more than $2,000 in your name in order to qualify for those benefits. So the idea of the first party special needs trust is that they're receiving this chunk of money and we want them to maintain their public benefits. At the same time, we don't want to just spend down this money because it's a good amount.
That person's inheritance or that person's medical malpractice or personal injury settlement doesn't get used as a substitute for the public benefits.
Right.
I just had another thought real quick. We may have audience members out there or viewers who have a child or a grandchild that is receiving public benefits. Shouldn't they, he or she or they, talk to you about estate planning and creating those special needs trusts?
Yeah, so when we talk about...
ahead of time.
Right, because when we talk about a first party special needs trust, that's where that planning wasn't done ahead of time.
Right.
So we want to plan ahead, and if you have a child or a grandchild or niece or nephew and you want to leave money to that individual that has a disability, the best thing to do is to set up a third party special needs trust, which, the main differences we'll delve into. But the first party special needs trust, one of the big differences between a third party and a first party is that there are some strict requirements to establish that first party trust. One of them being that the beneficiary has to be under the age of 65 when the trust is established.
The beneficiary, okay.
The other requirement is the trust has to be irrevocable. So when you set it up, you can't revoke it. Another requirement that is kind of the more restrictive requirement is that the trust has to have what we call a payback provision. So what that means is when the beneficiary with the disability passes away,
and there's money left
over, the state of Pennsylvania will have a claim against the remaining amount of that money to the extent they paid for that beneficiary's care.
Okay, so if the state's paying, I'm just making up a number, $1,000 a month for 10 years, that would be, my math, $120,000,
Right.
And then the beneficiary dies with $150,000 left over in that special needs trust, the Commonwealth would have a claim, and with my math, for $120 against the $150.
Right.
And then what would happen to the, in my math or scenario again, what would happen to the balance?
Yeah, so the balance, the beneficiary can decide, for example, if they have children, it can pass on. If there's anything left, which...
Right, if there's anything left.
Which in most situations, because public benefits are covering so much, there might not be anything left. But where there would be, then yes, there would be a remainder interest that could go to, for example, the disabled beneficiary's children if they have children. But they could... have a power of appointment where they could decide who they want that money to go to through their will.
Okay. In another show, we're going to talk about the difference, or excuse me, we're going to talk about a third party trust. But I neglected to point out at the beginning, Rebecca, that you're a certified elder law attorney, and you focus your practice not only in estate planning and estate administration, but also elder law issues and these special needs trust things that we've been talking about today.
And the area of special needs planning is such a complex area that you really need to have an attorney that understands these complex rules and can guide you on what trust might be the best fit for your situation, and that's something that I can certainly help you with and guide you through those decisions.
Right. So, folks, the moral of the story here is if you have a loved one or a potential beneficiary of your estate that is receiving public benefits, please give Rebecca a call and she can walk you through those issues. Rebecca, thank you. Folks, you've been watching Legal Talk, brought to you by Your Life, Your Business, Your Law Firm, O'Donnell, Weiss & Mattei Law Offices in Phoenixville and in Pottstown. We're at owmlaw.com. Thank you.